Hello, hello, beautiful souls. Today is February 10th, and I am just being pulled to share. Especially, it's a very strong, intense energies because we're coming up into new moon tomorrow, which is a new moon in Aquarius. So, a lot of planets in Aquarius that's really asking us for contemplation. This is the perfect time for detoxification, purging, and that is also the energies of Mercury retrograde. And we're in the midst of it, so I'm inviting you to do more of your journaling, reflection, writing, whatever is coming into your energy fields, like triggers, reactions. Those are strong emotions that are asking you to take a look at your life and see how you can shift into a higher perspective, which is also about reminding yourself that you are here experiencing these challenges around you, that is, in the media, and wherever you go you see this mask, right? But those things are not permanent. Everything is in a transition. It's uncertain, so it's like influx, like a flow of water. So if you can see beyond the form, then you're able to be in a space where, like an eagle hovering over our dominion, our domain. So that is the third eye chakra. So right here is our illumination. And also today I was so kind of like I was taken aback after doing a healing session. I literally have, actually, before the healing session that I did, I was able to create this and was channeled through me, which is the 12 strands DNA activations. And when I received this, it literally highlighted the chapters that I'm going to teach or write, channel. And this is about remembering and activating those 12 strands DNA that is dormant, like sleeping within us, when we are not fully conscious or awakened. So they gave me the story of where I'm going to start. So I'm just going to share through this. Because for me, everything that I do is open, and I openly share and give it to the public. Like all of my writings actually are in my blog, except for the book Sacred Sexuality, because it's too raw for me, graphic, vulgar, or whatever that is. It's just, I find that to be too intimate, that to share that in the public is not the right space for me. So that book is actually coming when it's ready, but I don't share that publicly. So today, this is what I was tapping into, the 12 strands DNA activation. And you can see the sacred geometry of the, like a tree of life. But this one is 12 chakras, vortex, And this is actually the multidimensional state of living. So, eons of lifetime in ancient civilization, this is like a storytelling. In ancient civilization, when when Lemuria rised in Indian and Pacific Ocean, it was a time of harmonious creation. We were like light bodies. There is no density. Everything is harmonious, supported, communal living. And in that lifetime, it was like paradise. So it's like a paradise. If we talk about the Bible, it's the Genesis time, right? The creations. And when Atlantis rised, it evolved into a more civilized, technological, advanced, alien, artificial intelligence. Literally, I am being guided to study the galactic blueprints of our star seed, which is the genetic galactic blueprints of our evolution. So, this teaching is kind of far out, but I want you to just listen and feel and see the narrative, how you can connect through this. So when the Lyran constellation and the Syrian constellation were in communal to create the star seeds, the seeding of human genome in our planet Earth. So our planet Earth was the experiment of these highly evolved beings. And they started with the 12-strand DNA. So because of the interferences, because there is freedom and free will in the universal laws, so all these races were allowed to enter this experiment. And during that time, there was a galactic war. So, you know, when there was a saying, as above, so below, it's a spiritual warfare that is literally happening right now in our 3D dimension. Because when you're multidimensional, there is no concept of time and space. It's eternal time, it's parallel, alternate, multiverses. So everything is happening at the same time. So if you can see your hologram of your soul like a pizza pie, one slice of the pizza is here on Earth, broadcasting through Instagram, and the other slice of my multidimensional state is in the constellation, in the galactic confederation. How I'm channeling these messages through you, through this device. So that is multidimensional state. So everything that is happening in my third dimension, for example, this is my cat, Gaia, my companion. Whatever is happening, like for example, I did a healing, that is a projection or a mirror to me to understand the full bigger picture of where the world is and how we can fully understand and accelerate our higher frequencies, our vibrations through these challenges. So as this galactic war is happening, our 12-strand DNA became manipulated and controlled by two helix. So there's also a narrative about the Anunnaki. If you're not familiar with that, you can Google it and search this. But what I'm getting into is they're helping me channel where we can fully understand and simplify what's going on in our domain. So in the communal living, we were highly evolved beings like priestess and priests. We're communal, we're androgynous, everything is taken care of, and we have all access to the gifts that that we have. So those gifts were clairvoyance, like you're able to see visions. This is actually happening to me when I tap into the records. I'm able to see your life as a video, like your past, present, and future. So that's like all timelines, right? But obviously, because of the vast complex of your journey, you're only allowed to see a glimpse of what is needed to heal at this current timeline. So clairsentient is the all-knowing feelings, your gut feeling, how you can tap into the person's vibration and their mind consciousness, their body, their heart, their spirit. So you're basically like a scanner. So I think as a gift, because I am a nurse for 29 years, I'm able to assess from head to toe, and then from the physical, it became energetically, and then the consciousness, and then the Akashic records. Clairaudient is the gift of being able to hear clearly what this person needs to hear. So it's a direct guidance, a message. I literally can hear voice. And sometimes when I'm asleep, I would hear the guidance of the masters. I will wake up with these messages. Claircognizant is also the inner knowing, like you're recognizing also the patterns, and you're able to decode what this experience is all about. So you're having this full assessment, and then you're creating you're assimilating, and you're creating a theory. So it's like a scientist experimenting and witnessing, being an observer of what is brought to you. And the gift of levitation, like when you're in a dream state, altered state of consciousness, you're able to free your body and be in a higher vibration. And so it almost feels like an out-of-body experience, an astral projection. But with this one, when it happened to me, I was conscious. So I literally saw the person beside me that I was gonna hit him or something. And then I started to levitate and experience the body out of the bed, the mattress. And then from levitation, it went higher into astral projection. And that is astral projection when I've a lot of my astral projection is out of my control, like just literally just comes, especially when I think the really pronounced out of body astral projection was after my yoga. I opened my eyes and I was on top of the ceiling looking at my body and my son. And when the thought came that, oh, that's my body, what am I doing? That's my body. I came back into my body and I opened my eyes and I started crying. And I felt this shift of my consciousness that if I am in that ceiling, then who is the true essence, right? Who is that knowing that my body is there? So I realized at that moment, I think I was in my 40s, 42, that any problem we can shift that into kind of like liquidate. You could see that the problem is not a problem, it's a solution. So in the liquidation process, you're able to see the problem as like the flow of the ocean. So it's a high and low tides in the ocean. So then, as an observer, almost feels like a scientist observing the experiment. You become the witness and the observer of what you're seeing. And because we have this left and right brain, we need to fully integrate, so then it becomes wholesome in our perspective. Our perception would be clear and our filter is clear. So we're only seeing the light of the situation. We're not stuck in the structure or form, because we have fully understand that all is waves, particles that are constantly vibrating and moving. So when you have that quantum perspective, it's like your galactic way of living your life inside this body. You're able to flow and not become attached to the seemingly illusion or stuckness or problem. So you're riding the waves. So it's like a surfer riding the waves. Hi, Carla. So that is about the astral projection and the lucid dream. This is really very strong nowadays. That's what I'm experiencing, especially when you're supported by the galactic beings and when you're channeling. It feels like the things that I read becomes an activator. So this is where the power of words, the power of your thoughts, the power of your language. So when you are tuning into the higher frequencies, and when you go into your dream state, your rapid eye movement, all of that, right, is a part of your shift in your brain waves. You become a part of the dream, fully experiencing, sensing. I could even feel and smell and taste. So it's like this vibration that is fully alive. And that's the lucid dream that I'm experiencing after I read books, or if I'm going to channel a star constellation. And it's so surreal when you're able to have lucid dream and wake up from it and able to interpret what these dreams are telling you. So the latest lucid dream I had was the two snakes. Well, first snake, it was crawling in my body and I had a lot of fear, and I hold the snake and I threw it in the air. I called my brother in the dream, and then the snake came up again. And then again, I was so scared, I threw it out in the air. Well, the next morning, actually, I was reading about reptilian. And this is like a full circle of the reptilian race for me. So then I could understand their existence and the knowledge that they are bringing into Mother Earth. So basically what I've done in my research is the snakes are crawling in Mother Earth, That's why the electromagnetic field is so strong, and that the kundalini that they bring is supernova, right? Can you imagine the energies that these beings have? Because they're so close to Earth that they hold the intelligence of the spirit of Gaia. And for us, we're standing in Mother Earth, so it's harder for us to connect, to maintain that kundalini, because we are standing, we're not crawling in the earth, right? So then I recognize there's a lot of misconceptions and fear-based imprints right at the get-go. Remember in Genesis it was said the serpent, you know, is conniving and assisted Eve to eat the apple, and they were sent into out of the garden. So it almost symbolizes like shame and guilt and the shedding of the skin. All of this is a metaphor of how we are going through changes, releasing layers of envy, jealousy, covet, all of this lust, gluttony. These are all like the deadly sins, right? But because of the religious formation, sometimes we as spiritual beings are unable to connect because of where it came from. But if you look at those things with open mind and open heart, you're able to understand that those are like old dead skins. Like if a snake is removing its old skins, this is like our emotional body, our our mental thoughts, judgments, how we criticize other people, how we see people. It's so complex because it all came from so many imprints and layers of past lives and all these things that are embedded in our being. So that's the past life remembering, right? When you remember a past life and it triggers you, and these people that are around you are part of your sacred contracts and agreements, and all of that you need to clear. And at the ultimatum of your relationship is that you're able to feel at home with your skin, in your skin, at home with yourself, that you have forgiven and generously love unconditionally. So those people that triggers you are actually your teachers, not your enemies. They are the one that is bringing you to a higher level of being a pure bright light, because we have a lot of dust, you know, in our filters. So increase heightened psychic intuition, remote viewing. Those are the gifts that we're able to see. We're able to understand and know if the person's lying, and we are able to channel any person or master that we want, because that's literally just putting the capstone into your pineal gland. Like if you want to channel Einstein, you're able to go into a hypnosis trance that you are Einstein and that you are channeling this guidance and wisdom. And photographic memory, this is about everything that you've seen, read, recorded, experienced is like embedded within your cellular level of consciousness and memories. This is how I feel like I I participate in the collective awakening, you know. Like as a child, I would remember all these things. And basically, what I'm doing now is gathering information and putting it all together in a personal experience so then I can simplify and connect to human beings and how we can all find our truth, our freedom to be able to embrace life. Okay, I think I had enough because my throat is is itchy now, and yeah, I'm just being guided to share and to help others have a bigger picture of their life, especially when you go through a lot of grief or a lot of I think each one of us has that victim consciousness, and how we can shift that into an empowered state of being where you feel so peaceful and connected, and just everything is love. This is really what it is. It's love. Love with your plants, your cats, your the air that you breathe, the people that comes to you, anybody that comes to you is an emanation of love. So if you can feel that love within you and can give that to others, you're able to clear the filters, and the fear dissipates because you know that all is a mirror of you. And so I wish you all well, and thank you so much for listening. Namaste.